So hello guys, so welcome to this workshop conducted by the LSCS. So I am your speaker for this workshop today. My name is Kendrick Paredes, ID 117 from the course BSIT. So this workshop aims to teach or rather show or rather show my experience on how to run a kettle transformation file using Java. So in order to do this, first we must have a transformation file as you can see now in the screen. So I made this very simple transformation file like literal minutes ago before I record this. So it just shows that I have the Microsoft Excel input step and I also have the database input. So basically I just get some data from the Excel file and I extracted the month and year from the order date, and here the same as well. But I'm getting data from the database. So the database I'm using is the MySQL database now. And af so after we have this KTR file, we're going to be creating a new Java Maven project. So we have to go to new project and select Maven project. You can also search here, then click next. So for faster or easier creation of project, you can just select the create a simple project, then next. So for the group ID and artifact ID, these fields are required, so you can just input any strings. So let's say LSCS workshop. Just, for the artifact ID, just do the same. Then for the name, do the same description workshop. Then just put finish. So these are the files that I made before the recording to test if my stuff still works. So, inside this source main Java, I have to create a new Java class. So let's say I'll call this main rather workshop. Then I select this image. So I have the basic Java file that could run. And then next step is to configure the Pom.xml file. So in this file, you can see the information that we have inputted earlier in the creation process. Then, in order to run the KTR file, you must have the dependencies. So in this case, I'll just be pasting the dependencies I have in my file. So basically, the dependencies this could be found in the internet. Basically, you could just Google it. Just be careful with the versions. Basically, that's the only thing that we will change in this file, in this template. Okay. So we have the Pentaho Kettle version of 5.4, which is the one I'm using right now. And then you have the dependencies here. So we just have to search it right here. So let's say you have this Pentaho library, with the artifact ID live formula. Search live formula. You can see it's the first one that pop up, and you can see here the latest version 7.0.0, which is what I had with what I have right now. It means that so try to get the latest version of each dependency. And then for and then if you're using like MySQL inside your transformation file, you have to add this dependency as well. So you can just simply switch MySQL here. So since we're using Java, so this is the one that we'll be selecting. 8.0, and the latest version is 8.0.25. I just changed this to 25C. That's basically how you configure the template. And then if you're using Postgres SQL naman, you can just do the same. Basically just switch the artifact IDs in this link. By the way, this all my resources or the links that I'll be using in this workshop, I will also send it to the LSCS now, so that you have access to it as well. Then basically that's it for the pom.xml. Now going back to the Java file, basically so in order to run, there's also a template code in the internet where you to run the KTR files. So this is it. I'll be just copy pasting it as well. So basically, you have the initial. These are just some template codes, and this straight file db string basically is what is the file path to your KTR file. So I'll just be now demonstrating how I'll be transferring my workshop.ktr to the new file path. So projects, LSS workshop source, main resources. So I'll be just copy pasting this here. So I have the workshop KTR. Then that's it. So also, I'm not gonna demonstrate how the parameters work first. So I'll just be commenting out first. Going back to this workshop.ktr file, you can see that we have the output steps. Be sure to configure this first. You can see that I'm in the wrong project resources folder, so I'll be switching it out. Source main resources. So I'll name this output exo1.xls. Then click OK. Let's do the same for the second output. Then click OK. Then save it. Now to test if this works. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention. So since in our transformation file, we'll be using or you'll be connecting to the MySQL database. So in our Java file, you have to import also the .jar file of the MySQL connector. So I'll demonstrate how we usually do this. Is that you have to switch SQL Java connect. Click the first link there at mysql.com. So you can see that the latest version is 8.0.25. However, I'm not gonna use this, but I'm gonna use an older version, which is the 5.1.49 version, the platform independent. So I'll be downloading the zip file and wait for it to download. Here it is. Oh, this is the one. Okay. So you have to extract it first. Okay. So you can see that here's also the big.jar, which is the file that we wanted to have. So going back to this Eclipse project, you can right-click the JRE system library folder, right-click, build path, configure build path, then select the add external jars. So I'll be going to the downloads folder, set, and select the dash bin dot jar 1, and then open, apply, and close. Now all the configurations are ready. I'll be testing this out by running it. Okay, so it's the first time that we run, so it will take some time. So don't worry about this red text. So basically it run. You can see that all this information are the same with the logging of the kettle. You see this. Now, so since we have the report outputs, so you'll be seeing also the reports. Okay, it did not show up. Let us debug. Show file. Portal. Okay, so I found where we got an error. It's because that before so before the output step, we have these data, but inside the output step, in the fields tab, we did not mention or select which column headers we will be putting it inside the output file. So we have to select get fields and then click OK, edit step, get fields, and click OK. And then this should be working. I'll use the Java project to run it. Wait for it to run. Then finish processing. And let's check. And no file again. Okay, I'll be posting the recording first to check where did we get an error. Okay, so I'm back. So I made a mistake na all this time I'm editing the wrong file. Remember that I just copy pasted the KTR file. The one I'm editing earlier is the one that I copied. No. So I already configured what we have changed. So we have the fields and the file path ready. Same with this, the file path and the fields. So I'll be running this again. Let me check. I'll just delete this and I'll be running this to check if this actually works. Then finish processing. Check. Then there, 8:53 p.m. This is the fresh file that's been created with the transformation file. You can see that there's data. Then this means that this works now. But however, we'll be also putting the parameters. So going back to this KTR file, when we run this parameter preview. So we can see now there's the actual month and year has been extracted, and we'll be passing. We'll be filtering this year and month through Java by passing a parameter. So in order to do this, you have to right-click the white portion in this file or this port, transformation settings, click parameters. So I'll be creating first parameters param underscore here. And you can also create a default value to check. So I'll be using 2021 per month. And if you also wanted to check or filter the day, you can also do the same. This one. Click OK. And to get the parameters, you have to add a step which is called get variables. This first edit step. So you have to click the get variables. So I know it's a lot, but you have to delete this one by one. Delete. And you have to leave the two parameters that we have just created. The param year, then the param month. Here, 2021. So just deleting the other variables. Oh, guess I'll just do this again. Then click OK. So delete this. Then the test is out and we're running KTR file. We click preview data. You can see that since we put default values to the parameters or the variables, you can see now we have param month and param the month set at 1 and parameter set at 2021. And then the next step is basically we're just gonna put filter steps, and I'll just copy this from here. Paste. Oh no. Better. Filter rules. Edit step. Basically we have to get the field. The actual year is equals param. You click OK, and then put another filter rules again. So it is true. But so this will be filtering the month. My actual month is equals to param month. So run again. Preview. So you can see na wala nang data lumabas. It's because that all we have is from data, or we have the what we have is from the year 2017, 2018, 2019. So I'll be changing. So in order to test if your filter works, we have to go back to this parameters tab, change this to 2017. Then click run again. So first filter, you'll be filtering. So what we have now should be all the data should be in with the year 2017. So when you scroll, you can see that there's no other year in this data set anymore. But so since and the next step will be filtering the month. So you can see na 4 rows na lang natira. And there, you can see na both columns are now matched. So it means na we're done. So then I'll be copy pasting this for the second one. Disconnect this. So you don't have to change anything with the get variable steps anymore. And the filter rows, just names filter lead. Filter then just run it again to test na walang errors na. And then see there's an error, expected error. Filter mod is invalid started. And it's not just filter mod 2. Then there. So let's see now. All data here should be from 2017 and month is 1. And same as here. Now, so we're sure now that the parameters are now working. So we'll be connecting it to the files. And remember also to get the fields here in the add-on. So to clean up the output file, you don't need these columns anymore. Let's click OK. And we connect this as well. Also get fields to add-on. So the last four fields will be removed. Then you just last run again. Okay. So in this preview data tab, you can see now it's running without errors. So checking the files naman. Excel 1. There, so it returned only 4 rows. And let's compare it. So you can see now order number with which files Excel. So order number 1, customer number 11, 5, 19, 3, 1, 4, 14, 10 for this first representative. So now that we're sure na this works, we'll now be going back to Java and remember these 2 lines that I commented about earlier. So these 2 lines will be is exactly how we pass the parameters to the KTR file. So in the meantime, instead of years and months, I'll be using 20, let's say 2018 with a month of 2. Let's run na lang. So when we run this, so the output file will be containing data from, oh no, there's an error. Could not write the file. Oh, maybe that's because that we already have this as. So let me just delete this. Oh, it's because I opened it, so it can be overwritten. And then I just run this again. There should be no errors anymore. And just wait for it to finish running. Finish processing. And let's check the results. So since we there. So since we put the parameters as 2018 with a month of 1, so let us check the order date. So all this, so the order date that the results have are all January 2018, as shown here. I don't know why that only show hashtag here, but at least we can see this at the top. Uh, the parameters are working fine. So, so that's it for this workshop. And you can also change this to variables pala for the user input. So so let's say I just copy paste from my files. Basically, it just asks the user for an input of month and year. Be careful of this. Let me check if I missed out anything. Okay, so the try and catch should be inside the update system. Okay, so I'll be moving this inside. And for the 2018 one, we'll be changing it to the variable name. Yes. And months. And check. Okay, so I'll be running this again. Enter the desired year, let's say 20. So since the result files have data from 2018, I'll be setting this 2017 with the month of 2 or February. You see this running, wait for it to finish. Then there, finish processing. Let's check the results file again. There. So it returned 2 rows now. You can see that there's the results are coming from February 2017 only. And that works for the first output file. Let's check the second one. Check the order date. Same February 2017 and February 2017. And that works nicely. So this will be the end of this workshop. It's it's just very simple since you're just be getting the template codes from the net and changing the versions. So remember to add the dependencies that you be using. For example, when you're using the MySQL database, you have to add the dependency here, and also the jar file. Remember to input to add also the jar file of the MySQL connector if you're using MySQL connector. So that's it. Thank you for listening, I guess, and good luck.